Hello, algebra students. This is obviously a new background, as you can see, because I'm filming this from my house, because we are all stuck at home now. So anyways, enjoy this new background to your video to shake things up. Also, this video might be a little bit shaky. Anyway, we are going to work on some algebraic expressions, which we're going to simplify. So we have top and bottom things, and we want to cancel. That's really our goal for this whole chapter, is to cancel stuff. And we're going to do that by factoring the top and bottom and seeing what the top and bottom have in common. So here we have a greatest common factor of 3t cubed, which we can take out. And then I can cancel. So t cubed and t squared cancel. I'm left with t, and 3 and 2 cancel, or 3 and 6 cancel. I'm left with 2 on the bottom. So I end up with t times t minus 3 over 2. Okay, so our goal is always to see how we can factor, and then once we've factored, where do the top and bottom have the same thing that we can cancel, that we can make go poof. Okay, so anyway, we're going to factor this top guy by multiplying 2t squared and negative 3. So we get negative 6t squared, and then I try to find things that multiply to negative 6t squared and add to 5t. I get 6t and negative t, and then I do my box method so that I can factor out different things from each row and each column. And I end up with two factors of 2t minus 1 times t plus 3. Okay, then I do the same thing with my other one. Now, you obviously do not have to do this method for every one, but it is helpful, and you will get really fast at it if you practice it a lot, so it doesn't hurt. As you can see, I'm very fast at this method. My hand is not sped up at all. Anyway, the two common factors that we have on the top and bottom are t plus 3, so we can cancel those. Woohoo! Yay! Now we have a lot simpler expression, so we leave it that way. Okay, next we have t to the fourth minus c to the fourth, which we should recognize as difference of squares. Now you may say, well, these are difference of to the fourth power. Okay, yes, but it's also a difference of squared because t to the fourth is t squared squared. So we can factor this into t squared minus c squared and t squared plus c squared. And then the bottom is going to stay the same. I realize I have something in common on top and bottom, so I'm going to get rid of it right away. And then I'm going to have t minus c, t plus c, because I have another difference of squares. And that means I can cancel one of the t plus c's, and I'm left with just t minus c over t plus c. Excellent. Moving on. We have now where we're going to have to find the domain and the zeros. Okay, domain is all possible values for x, right? And what you have to pay attention to is that if I have 1 over 0, this is a bad thing, right? So anything that makes the bottom 0 is going to give a restriction on your domain, okay? So anything that makes the bottom 0 is a big no-no. Okay, so we have our function, which is equal to y cubed minus 8 times y plus 2 to the negative 3 power. The negative 3 power is this magic tool that moves it to the bottom, so it's going to go to the bottom, and then the negative disappears. Now, I'm going to factor y cubed minus 8. If you don't remember difference of cubes, you can just look that up in the book. There are formulas for it. Okay, but it's going to be y minus 2 times y squared plus 2y plus 4. All I was doing with my pen there was double checking that that was the correct way of factoring it. Okay, so now I can't actually cancel anything here, but my goal was actually to find the zeros, right? The things that make the top 0, actually, right? Because if the top is 0, then the whole thing is 0. So that's just y equals 2. Okay, and then also the domain. So I realized that y cannot equal negative 2, otherwise that would make the bottom 0. So my domain is all reals except negative 2. So kind of summarizing this point, if I have a squiggly and a zigzag, okay, squiggly on the top, zigzag on the bottom, the numbers that make the top 0, I call the zeros of my function. And the numbers that make the bottom squiggly 0, right, that make the whole bottom 0, those are out of my domain, okay, so that I would say, like, x does not equal these numbers. It equals every other number except these ones, and I would list them. Okay. We're going to do another factoring example that's a little bit tricky. Okay, so I think that I probably want to factor by grouping, but these aren't really in the right groups right now. So what I want to do is I want to move the x terms together, so ax minus bx, and the y terms together, so that I would have by and ay, right? So minus ay plus by. And then I'm also going to do the same thing with the bottom where I group the terms that are like each other. So I have ax and bx and then ay and by. And then I'm going to factor out an x out of the first two terms. So I get x times a minus b and then a negative y out of the next two. So then it's negative y times a minus b. I do the same thing on the bottom and I realize that this top can factor into x minus y, a minus b, and then x minus y, a plus b on the bottom. The x minus y's cancel, and I'm left with a minus b. Good luck on your homework, and have a fantastic day by yourselves at home.